welcome to the show, Michael Cooper, a founding member of the band Con Funk Shun, formerly known as Project Soul, an American R&B and funk band from Vallejo, California. You formed initially in 1969, and you're heavily influenced by the likes of James Brown and Sly and the Family Stone. There is an absolute ton of stuff to talk about with you, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us on the show here, and please do tell us more.
I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here with you guys. It's an honor. But yeah, Con Funk Shun and Project Soul and all those things. It seems so long ago, and then again, it seems like it was yesterday because time is flying by. Right.
That's right.
Right now, we're busy now recording, and we're actually finished our 13th album or CD project. It's called A Smooth Jukebox.
Okay.
So constantly working and constantly grooving, man.
Nice.
Listen, because this is music for global change, right? And we're introducing writers from all over the world to each other to collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because conscious lyrics and positive lyrics is what we need more than anything right now. And over the years, you've gotten, wrote tunes that were social conscious.
Yes. Yeah, we've got a few out there. Who Has the Time? For the most part, Con Funk Shun was all about the funk and the dance floor and love and falling in love and being hurt and all that. But we did get our licks in on some of the social conscious, I should say, consciousness awareness music.
Yeah.
We have actually got a song that we had considered about a year and a half ago putting on the album. It's called "I Am Ukraine."
Wow.
And this is when the Russians first invaded Ukraine. The song is finished, actually. It's a wonderful song. As the album began to develop, however, it became quite clear that the song would be encircled by our normal R&B product. And therefore, we wouldn't want people pushing the button and constantly fast forwarding when they got to the song. So what we decided to do is do a special release. In 2025, we're going to release the album in 2025 in February, and we're going to drop our first single, which is going to be a surprise to everybody. It's going to knock everybody's socks off.
Nice.
Yeah, we're going to knock everybody's socks off. But the I Am Ukraine product will be produced and released in the second quarter on the anniversary of the invasion of Ukraine.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll be all over by then, right? But we can write about it with music. See, when you think about Marvin Gaye writing all those love songs forever, right? And then Berry Gordy goes, "What you gonna do now?" He said, "Man, I gotta write something and tell people what's going on."
Yes, absolutely.
That's where that title came from. See,
and Inner City Blues was one of the biggest songs, best songs ever written. Inner City Blues told a story of what was going on in Detroit and Los Angeles and Watts, and it told the grit and the hardships that people would go through dealing with the inner city of the 60s and 70s. He really nailed it.
It contributed to stopping the war in Vietnam.
Absolutely.
And then John Lennon follows that up with Imagine, right? What I loved about Woodstock was, you'd always have a band that just played a song to stop the war.
Right.
The music is, man, I'm telling you, it's Sly and the Family Stone. When I was with Sly, man, and when I really looked at it, I said, man, these songs are really only 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, and the funny thing, man, on military bases, actually, some of the bases ban the song being sung by not just Edwin Starr at the time, but most military bases ban the song "War" from being played on the military base.
Wow.
Because they banned it. They don't allow it to be played by any band or by a DJ. And of course, most bands, when they get on a military base, they can't wait to play that song. Right. And of course, it's in their contract that they're not supposed to play it. So it's and that and any other, a song that's anti-war. So I don't know, man. We're in a situation now today where us musicians and actors have a platform that we have no choice but to use. We have no choice right now. You must speak up. You must speak out. You must, in our country here, you must advise people. You must vote. You must register to vote. Right?
Let's use these messages with music, though,
Yes.
like they did back then, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even the
Absolutely.
OJ's money, 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 money. That was social conscious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. That was social conscious. But
absolutely.
Then I look at Nina Simone, right? Now she was a rebel. You know what I mean? And so
absolutely,
I'm out here trying to inspire more people to write with each other, but around social consciousness, because people are tired of bad news.
Yeah.
But life ain't all bad.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And me and my wife talk about this all the time, because if we keep our faces glued to CNN, well, CNN is running commercials now and they're trying to make their money. So they're going to find all the bad news, all the Trump news, everything out of the mouths of anybody. Turns into a 2-day show.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just turn the channel, switch over to some comedy, get over to some good old fashioned cowboy movies or something, and just stop inundating ourselves with CNN and Fox News and all these people that thrive on the negative aspect of damn near every level of life today. They find something wrong and then they just plaster it on the television. The good news is we got music.
How about that?
We got music. We can get the hell away from it all by going to a concert. I just went to a George Benson concert. I went to a Babyface concert, and I went to a Gladys Knight's concert. I left there on cloud 9. I felt so good when I walked out that door, that's what we want, man. And we're lucky. We're blessed and lucky to have the gift of God to be able to play our music and make people feel good. That's what I'm talking about.
The most beautiful thing is the tides have turned, because before there was recordings, trust me, people were making money on music, right? And so now I want young people, I'm out here trying to inspire young people to go listen to human beings. It's cool. You can listen to all the push button music that you want, but it's nothing like the sound of a human being. I have 5 bands play the same song, right? And just because every human being's got their own tone and their own sound. So even though they're playing the same notes on that, everybody still sounded a little different, right? And I want young people to feel what you and I came up with in Tom, before there was videos, before all of this. People went out to enjoy music. They went out to enjoy music, man. So, I did an experiment with some kids in a van, right? And I was channel surfing. And they was all like, and they got to this one song that they like, and they like bumping back there. And then I cut the sound off. They say, "Hey man, what's going on? Why are you doing that?" I said, "Hey man, guys, do you really care what they look like right now?" And they said, "No." I say, that's what I come from. Right? We didn't have video like that, but you still went to go see people. James Brown, man, you go see James Brown for 2 hours, your mouth is open. Now they got to put 15 acts on one show to keep your attention.
I just did an act with a show with 40 acts on it, 15 minutes each in a 24-hour, well, I should say a 12-hour period.
Wow.
And at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Did it last weekend.
Wow, man.
Incredible, crazy. But I 4 revolving stages, everybody 15 minutes. 15 minutes on one side to set up, 15 minutes on the other side to perform. It was pretty interesting. I don't know if that's going to be the new norm. I doubt it.
Yeah. Tom?
Well, off the back of that and kind of some of the huge performances you've done, you, among other people, you actually did backing for Rufus Thomas. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience? I mean, I know there was a huge concert that you were involved in. A little bit about that, your standout memories of being involved in that experience.
Well, to this day, the Wattstax Festival will go down in history as the largest audience that can function, or at the any time within my career, that was the largest event that I had ever played.
Wow.
Wow.
We backed up Rufus Thomas. We were the backup band for a group called the Soul Children on Stax Records. And Rufus would poach us, literally. I don't think Rufus Thomas ever paid us a dime to play behind him. His music was so popular, and he was so powerful as a force.
Yeah.
Wearing hot pants and white boots and all that he could just walk on the stage and turn around, look at a band, and say, "Here it is.
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?" Because he knew the band knew how to play his music.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what you see on the Wattstax movie is no rehearsal, just us learning his music to play at different nightclubs.
Wow.
And memorizing it.
Yeah.
And we were told that Rufus was going to be on Wattstax, and the Soul Children, we were being paid by the Soul Children. We were there to back them up.
Yeah.
And we were told on the flight out that Rufus Thomas was going to come up. He's going to want to do the breakdown and the funky chicken. And so we said, okay.
You had to learn it.
With no rehearsal, right?
Wow.
No rehearsal, no. We never saw Rufus in a rehearsal. Never saw him. When he turned around and looked at us on the stage, what you are looking at is some of the most frightened 24-year-olds you ever want to see in your life.
Oh.
We were so scared, but when he said he had a magic countdown, and it was electrifying and haunting. And he says, "Hey fellas, y'all ready for it?" And you would say, "Yeah," but of course you wouldn't say it loud enough. He said, "I said, are you ready for it?" And he bucked them eyes. I said, "Are you ready for it?"
Yeah.
And you say, "Yeah." He said, "Well, here it is. Shot dude, bob dude, heat out the bow." Da-dun, da-dun. We were captured. We were mesmerized.
Oh, wow.
He played us like a fiddle or a jukebox. It was unbelievable. What you see going on there is unbelievable music magic.
And what was the sort of crowd size you had there? What was the rough estimate on the crowd on that one?
102,000 people. The Los Angeles Coliseum.
I know you hated that. I know you just hated that right there.
Amazing.
But you know what? Studio is cool, but it's nothing like performing for music lovers, man. Nothing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And the most beautiful thing is when you write some lyrics and you see people in front of you singing your lyrics back to you.
Yeah.
That's the most beautiful compliment. You know, somebody, when they start up, because I was in a top 40 band, we used to play Fun. And whenever we play Fun, people get out their seat, brother. Right? It's guaranteed. Yep. And so when you see that as a writer, you know what I mean? That just inspires you to write, you know, that's a positive song, man.
Well, and it's funny you would say that, because I have a quick story to tell you about Fun. I was in my boat one day at a local lake in my boat, and we were riding along in the boat, my wife and I, and one of my kids and my wife's friend, and we were riding in the boat. It's a fairly nice sized boat. And we pulled into a cove that had a cantina that always had a band. We pulled into the cove, and we're playing our own music quite loud. And we rolled up and we nudged the boat up on the bank, and we were going to go up and have a drink at the cantina at this lake.
Right.
When I turned the engine off, as soon as I turned the engine off, the band at the cantina started playing Fun, Fun, Fun.
Uh-oh.
And they were,
wow.
When I say playing it, I mean they were playing it. I mean funky, right?
So, how did that feel? How did that feel?
It was, my wife looked at me, she said, "They're playing your song." And I'm saying, "Oh my God." And immediately immediately, I was 15 years old. I jumped out the boat and I went running up there to the top of the hill, and I stood by the stage, and I was looking at them. And of course, they didn't know me.
Yeah.
It was a
That's
Caucasian
cool.
band.
That's cool.
All they knew was they're playing this funky song called Fun, Fun, Fun. And
Yeah.
when they got through it, I told them, I said, "You're not going to believe this." I say, "But I'm Michael Cooper." I say, "I'm in Con Funk Shun. I wrote that song." And they looked at me, they were
Uh-oh.
like, "Are you kidding?"
It
Yeah.
was just unbelievable, right? And people started coming up, it was more of a outdoor tavern.
Yeah.
And it was probably maybe about 15 people in the whole place.
Mm.
And this was the outdoor
Wow.
back section. And then when I ran up and greeted them, man, everybody just got out of their seats, and we
Amazing.
laughed and talked. And come to find out, they had another Con Funk Shun song that they play.
Okay.
Called Chase Me. And it was just interesting, man. And we hit it off a good time. We might have having lunch there and all sitting and
Nice.
talking and everything. And I sat through their next set, just kind of sat there listening to them play. And then we got back on the boat and left. It was the second time that had happened to me. The very first time was when I was I was on Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco, cold, and almost just had started to rain. And this poor marching band from a high school had signed up to play at Fisherman's Wharf that day. And so they only had started to rain, so they could only play one song.
Oh.
And they played one song, and they started to play Fun, Fun, Fun as I was walking by.
Oh, wow.
And I did the same exact thing. I sat there and waited till it was over, and I just ran into, and I said, "Hey, man, that's my song. I'm Con Funk Shun." And they just went bananas, man. It was crazy.
How beautiful is that feeling to have?
Yeah. It's like hearing the music for the first time on the radio. You have to pull over and just sit there and pull over in your car or whatever you're doing, because you can't believe it. Like, hey, that's me on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's been quite a run for me, man. It's been quite a run. And each song that I've written and had turned the blessing to turn into a hit has its own story like that. Every single song I notice has a story. I'm writing a book called On Love's Train: The Life, the Love, the Man, the Music. And I'm noticing that each song has a story.
Yeah.
Why it was written, where it was written, when it was written. Each song has some sort of story. And I'm saying, man, this book don't take me forever to write.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Well, listen, man, thank you so much for taking the time to come on our show.
Yeah,
man.
Thanks for joining us there, Mike. Yeah, appreciate you coming on. I just want to say, if I can, Mike, just for people listening in and watching, just how they can get in touch with you. Maybe if you're any kind of social media that you have, anything that you can tell us the details of.
Absolutely. Well, first we start with your website, and that's www.confunctionusa.com.
Okay.
All one word. And then if you wanted to book Con Funk Shun, and also on that first one, there's all the contacts. You go to the contact page, you got all the contacts. And then we have one for bookings called confunctionlive.com, and it has all the booking needs, all the bios, the pictures, everything you need, the contracts, everything, the stage plot, everything you need to book Con Funk Shun.
How many times you guys play a month?
Well, no, we play about 3 or 4 times a month. We do about 35 to 40 dates a year.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's busy.
Yeah.
I love it. It. Bro.
That plus
and
you hold down the job as well. So wow.
Well, and the job is perfect because it's part-time. It's a call, on call, and if I'm available, I go.
Yeah.
So it works out really, really well.
They know who you are.
Oh, very much so.
They know
very
who
much
you
so.
are.
They know very much so who I am. A little too much.
Yeah. But the cool thing is they know if they don't find you there, you out gigging. You know what I mean? That's the cool thing, man. Bro. Hey, man, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you guys for having the patience and God, technology. If you do it right. I'm not a technology person. I'm music. But man, if I lucked out and got it back. Well, let me leave you guys with this. Con Funk Shun has never played London.
Is it not? Well, about time you did then, really.
We've never. I've never played London. Now, Michael Cooper has played London. I played London, Manchester, Rye. You know, I've been over there as a solo artist, but Con Funk Shun has never played in London.
Well, they should. You should come over as a group. Yeah, definitely.
Well, if you know anybody, we've got a booking agency in New York that just can't get anyone to pay anywhere near what we make here.
Right.
But I'm at the point now, I'll just take something just to come over there and say we played London. It's kind of like a bucket list thing.
Well, when you look at the numbers, right, there's 330 million Americans, but there's 960 million Europeans. And they've never seen Con Funk Shun. And they get their wig blown off, and they'll be spreading word like you never believe.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Let's do it, man. I'm gonna hang up and call my agent in New York right now and tell him, man, I want to play London. Get on it.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, okay, guys.
Do you know Vet Stone, Sly's sister Vet?
Suzette, yeah.
Do you know her?
Yeah.
You know
Not close, but I know of her. Yeah.
Well, the singers they got back together, man. I'm trying to help them get on some gigs, you know. But man, it's wonderful because they're the ones that sang on Woodstock.
Yeah. It's a tough thing, man. Trying to put. If you're principals of the older groups, if you're a principal like myself and Felton, the way to longevity is first of all take care of your health, right, and take care of your voice, right. I can always get somebody to play guitar behind me, you know, and Felton can always get somebody to play keys, but if you take care of your health and take care of your voice, that which you use to make the music, you can always find young people to get behind you and play, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I used to book Patty Austin's bands from San Francisco all the way up to the Canada, right? And I say, Patty, so how does it work? She said, well, I got 3 bands, Skyler. I got one on the East Coast. I got one musical director there. I got one in the middle of the country, and then over here, I can get you guys to pull. Now, I say, why do you do that? She said, because it costs too much to fly them around.
Yeah.
And that works. That does work. I know a couple of people that do that. That actually works.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but it's like you saying, they come to see the principal person, right? And you can have anybody play behind you, you know. Yeah, that's true. That's true though. You know, so hey, blessings, brother. Blessings, man.
Blessings to you guys. Thank you guys very much. You take care, guys.
Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all get together, music can save the world. Yeah. Music can save the world. Music can save the world. If we all come together, music can save the world. There's an urgency facing our humanity.
Thank you so much for watching. To stay up to date, please click subscribe and hit the bell. You can also join our group on Facebook and find us on LinkedIn and Instagram.